evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow Royal Institute of Canada, real estate broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Tonight's topic is real estate challenges and trends. As you know, there is a shortage of supply. Most frequently, you will learn from realtors and consumers that there are multiple offers that are happening. This morning, before I come this evening to show, I put an offer for a new buyer, first-time home buyer, and there were 10 offers within a short period of time. Even though the buyer client is very qualified, but their contribution or down payment is less than 20%, they fall into high risk insurance category where they have to go to CMHC to get the approval. Even the bank will approve the mortgages, but they still need the blessing from CMHC for first-time home buyers, even though they're professional, good income, because their down payment is less than 20%. So there is a restriction there where a prudent real estate professional will not put an unconditional offer that will create a disadvantage to my client. Even for one day of condition will be a challenging, and how the market is. The real problem is shortage of supply. Look at the market condition right now. You have seen the statistic I have shared in my previous report. The sale transaction from September 20 and September 21 is minus 18%. It has reduced. Whereas for sale, a transaction for August to September has 0.7% increase based on Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Now, if you look at to an average selling price between 416 and 905 area, there is a 18.3% increase from last September to this September. And if you're looking at seasonally adjusted from August 21 to September 21, there is a 1.8% increase from one month to other month. So these are the challenges, because is selling it. If there is a bidding war, you have 15, 20 offers, there is only one winner. Then you have 15, 20 disappointed buyers. They're still looking for the property. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. You look at the construction costs. We used to conventionally calculate the value based on square footage and come up with the cost. That is, logic is gone through the window, because buyers are spending offering the price which is unbelievable. Doesn't make any sense. On the other hand, based on hearing from construction side, there is a material cost shortage. Cost of material, lumber, cement, nails, wood, all have increased, drywall have increased, because not many company has gone to the production with the capacity, they are full capacity. Labor are being compensated, and not every industry have adequate laborers to have a full swing, full production capacity of the manufacturer. So that is causing a concern for us as well, because we need to buy the material to build this. Labor shortage is also issue. It was pointed out to one of the construction company who is involved with building houses and commercial and residential. So this all couple up with the challenge that we have. Our system, the approval process at the city municipal or regional level is complicated, very extensive. Then we have a federal and provincial regulations. These three levels of government really have to come together and to talk to each other to simplify the process and expedite it. Even today, if the new system is implemented electronically, that something can be done, the production or supply of those inventory will not come into place for next 24 to 36 months. So that means our crisis will continue, coupled by the immigrations. So this trend is coming and people have to move away. Traditionally now, people have moved away from the big cities to buy a property on a smaller town. The prices on the double town has doubled now because people have moved away. They cash their money from the big city and move away. So price is going up. So this is the challenges we have. The bidding war is going on and people are short. I can assure you this, based on my experience, our real estate industry has adopted transformation, digital transformation. Now it used to have a complaint about not disclosure about the offers. That is not the case anymore. Almost every brokerage has now adopted a system. The moment a bid is registered or an offer is registered, your real estate agent is notified that how many offer has been received. And therefore you know it, you are competing with this. Question is your affordability. Can you afford it? Is your job or income stream stable? And this is where the challenges are coming. Because based on what's going on in the marketplace right now, I do not expect any reduction in prices at all because we're going to continue to have shortage of supply. If you look at the last report from TRAB, there was a minus 49.4% less inventory in September than the September 2020. So almost 0.5% less property in the market for sale. So this appears to be a seller's market. Now there's have been a trend where majority of the realtors will not list the market value of the property. They always list low to create excitement and motivation. When people get excited, they throw the logic away and you end up overpaying property. If property is listed for $850 and selling for $9,999, there's something is wrong. Why would somebody list a property for $850 and sell for $999? Because there are multiple offers coming. So your real estate professional has to calculate the value based on what is the most recent property sold in that community or on that street, so you know what to expect regardless of it. I get calls a lot of time that, oh, they listed so much, but why they are asking for more money? So I can tell them simply, look at the sale report, ask your realtor to give you a report on that street or that community. And they'll tell you, based on the average square footage of their house, that is the value, but they underlist $100,000, $150,000 just to show that they sold. There are multiple offers. So there is nothing illegal about it. Real estate counsel does not feel that this is illegal. It's a choice of the seller, which strategy they use. But for us, it's very, very important that we look into that and make sure that our client, that we have a right to protect. We have a responsibility to protect. This is a Real Estate Business Broker Act. Luckily, I still have this book when I started real estate. This book is a Bible for real estate. The government of Ontario has mandated Real Estate Council of Ontario, a regulator, to implement Real Estate Business Broker Act, REBA 2002, which was amended in 2019, a Trusted Real Estate Act, Services Act, to provide education, registration, compliance, and consumer protection program. So because right now what's happening in the marketplace, there's always end up with some complaint to real estate counsel because consumer have the right to go and complaint if they feel if their services were not par with what the mandate is from Code of Ethics from Real Estate Council of REBA. So if you ever have any complaint about a realtor or a transaction, you will not feel comfortable, you can call 416-207-4800, or you can write to complaints@reco.on.ca. Now we're going to talk about some disciplinary action because this is what is happening, that when this bidding war is going on, people are disappointed and they're spending so much time. I have shown property for the last month and a half, and unfortunately we couldn't get the property that we want based on the price that we want and based on the quality of the finishes product because people are forbidding. So I'm going to show you few cases where people can report or complain, or as a real estate professional we can improve. One is the bad part of the result of bidding war. Seller is happy, he's getting more money. But sometimes this happens is that the buyer, when they buy the property, there was a case with Rico where the buyer refused to deliver the deposit. Okay? And in the meantime, the seller agent reached out to the second bidder and spoke to them, and they agreed to sign the second offer. They accepted the second offer without getting a release from the first person or offerer who submitted the offer. They did not deposit in the beginning, but when the second offer was accepted without any mutual release, they also given the deposit. The first person came in and they gave the deposit as well. So now you have a situation, one property and accepted by two people. So the deal kind of, they pursue that, and then they end up going back to the first buyer and they ask mutual release, and one of the second person whose offer was accepted, they complained. And the real estate council decision was they fined the agent $3,000 for not protecting the seller, not providing guidance, not to accept the second offer, or to accept the second offer but have a condition subject to release of the first offer. Normal cases, you can get a mutual release from the first one if you're going to accept that. But he didn't. So he was fined $3,000. So he violated Section 3 of the REBA Code of Ethics, and this talks about fairness and honesty. First of all, you have to be fair. Second thing is you have to be honest. Why would you ask the seller to accept a second offer when you already have accepted offer, and later on, after acceptance, the first offerer brought the deposit? Because that agreement was signed before the second one. It really complicated the matter. Second talk was best interest, Section 4 of the Real Estate Business Broker Act. This is why it's very, very important when you are dealing with these transactions, you pay attention, because how can you protect the interest of the seller or your client when you know that now you have two accepted offers? Why don't you take a mutual release from the first one, and then you will ask him to accept the offer if the seller is willing to accept the offer. Sometimes his offer are lower than what has been offered by the first one. But in this case, it was accepted. It was the second buyer who complained about it. And then the other was conscientious and competent services. So you have to be sensitive about it, what you're doing. You're responsible. And you have to be competent. You must understand that you have a committed agreement of purchase and sale. and then you are accepting the other agreement through a second buyer, and that's agreement number 2, and you put your client in a jeopardy, in a big difficulty. Fortunately, the second buyer signed the mutual release and then also complained to the council. So this is very, very important. It also violated the section 38 of the regulation. Is called error, misrepresentation, and fraud, because you are misrepresenting it if you are accepting a second offer when the offer first one is already accepted. And it's not fall into fraud, but this is a misrepresentation, an error. You're making a mistake here. And the other section that applies was 39, unprofessional conduct. It's totally unprofessional that when you have an accepted offer and you don't take precautions to, before you accept the second offer, make sure you have a mutual release, or you have a condition in the second offer that subject to release of the buyer from the first agreement of purchase and sale. So if you get the release from the first one, you can sell to the second buyer. If they don't get that, you will return the money and your deal will not be firm. So this is a lesson learned. The agent was fined $3,000. So we're going to take a short break. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world.
पूरे ओंटारियो में लाखों लोग अपनी कोविड-19 की वैक्सीन हासिल कर चुके हैं। हेल्थ कनाडा की मंजूरशुदा तमाम वैक्सीन महफूज और अस्पतालों, डॉक्टर्स के दफातर, फार्मेसीज और अवामी वैक्सीनेशन के मुकामात पर हासिल हैं। अपना किरदार अदा करें, अपनी वैक्सीन हासिल करें। 300 जुबानों में मदद के लिए ontario.ca/book वैक्सीन पर जाएं या 1888-999-6488 पर कॉल करें।
की रिहाइश ऐसी हो जहां जिंदगी की सहूलत मयसर हो, जो आपको बुलंदियों पर ले जाए, तो मिलिए रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के एक्सपीरियंस्ड रियल एस्टेट प्रोफेशनल अमित ओबेरॉय से। GTA में रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के हर अंदाज से वाकिफ। आपको घर खरीदना हो, बेचना हो या करना हो मुनाफे का इन्वेस्टमेंट, मेरे तजुर्बे से आज ही फायदा उठाएं। आज ही कॉल करें अमित ओबेरॉय 647-291-8102। अमित ओबेरॉय, ब्यूटीफुल होम्स यू कैन अफोर्ड। 2020 का लाजवाब ऑफर, जहां हम 0% फाइनेंसिंग पर आपकी मनपसंद कार दे रहे हैं, फ्री विंटर टायर्स, और साथ ही हम मुफ्त ऑयल चेंज भी दे रहे हैं, वो भी उम्र भर के लिए। अभी आएं और इस लाजवाब ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। जल्दी करें, आपका खुशामदीद हमारे आउटलेट में, जो कि 60 क्वींस प्लेट ड्राइव एट इंटरसेक्शन क्लोज टू हाईवे 27 एंड रेक्सडेल अपोजिट टू वुडबाइन रेस ट्रैक। जल्द से जल्द इस ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। आज ही कॉल करें सुनील अग्रवाल को 647-703-0218।
KK Travel believe in providing everyone the first-class customer service. We take care not only for your air ticket, but dignity and respect as well. We are available for you anytime on WhatsApp, even while you are in Pakistan or any other destination. KK Travels guarantee lowest prices and are open to price match any airline.
We are KK Travels under supervision of Gas Khan at 905-367-9433 or visit www.gaskhontravels.com.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. We're talking about challenges because of current market conditions. We are short of supply and people are making mistakes. Bidding war is going on. So I'm sharing with you some experiences that one of the decision made by Real Estate Council of Ontario, without naming individuals, that one of the agent representing the buyer put an agreement offer on agreement purchase and sale, forgot to disclose that he forgot to put in the condition of availability of a central air conditioning unit in the agreement of purchase and sale. It was available in MLS, but it did not put it into agreement of purchase and sale. So even though they made the visit to the site, do the inspection, they totally ignored that. So when the buyer moved into the property, he couldn't find the air conditioning, he complained. So real estate counsel fined the person $1,500 for not performing the duty under the act. Because Section 21 talks about the material fact. It's a responsibility of the realtors to check about the property, material facts about the property. One is part of disclosure from the seller side, listing agent. On the other side, the buyer agent has to do due diligence. And they found that on closing, they found out the air conditioner wasn't there. So they found his or her responsible for that negligence on part of contravention to REBA section 4, 5, and 21. 4 and 5 talks about, I'm going to open this book here. 4 is about conscientious and competent services. 5 talks about, 4 talk about best interest. And section 21 talks about the material facts. So would not be easy for a realtor if they found they made a mistake. They should buy air conditioner. They made a commission, buy air conditioner to avoid this embarrassment and getting a disciplinary action from the Real Estate Council of Ontario. So it's not a good idea. So this was one of the situations. Second thing was a person was fined $5,500 for lack of disclosure. The realtor knew there was a fire in front of him or her in the property. It was fixed. But on the buyer side, the seller did not disclose that. The buyer side, there was a request in the condition to have a seller property information. And in the property information, they did not disclose that there was a fire. And when they discovered that this was fire and was fixed, it violated the REBA section 37 and 38. 37 talk about inaccurate representation by the seller. And 38 is error, misrepresentation, of fraud. If there was a fire in the house, then you are misrepresenting it. It's not an error. You know it. So that means it's a fraudulent activity. So he or she was fined $5,500 for that. So real estate counsel is there to protect consumer, to make sure they have a confidence in real estate profession, because real estate profession is regulated in the province of Ontario. Because we practice in Ontario, therefore we talk about Ontario. And then real estate counsel always recommend the ethic and training courses from RICO to make sure those persons who are violating are getting a proper training. So this is why it's very important that if you are a consumer, you're buying and selling a property, you can also visit reco.on.ca. There are very nice videos and information. You can ask the Joe. Joseph Rector is our registrar of Real Estate Council of Ontario. He's such a nice gentleman. You can reach out to him, ask him a question. You write him, believe me, he get back to you even at night, his own hours. He's so good. So write to them, educate yourself, find out the facts. When you are dealing with realtors, you can always go to reco.on.ca to find out the person that you are dealing with is a licensed. He is an active license. His broker, his or her brokerage is licensed. Sometimes real estate counsel take decision and revoke the license of the brokerage, or broker or salesperson. How you will know is either person is showing you the license under the REBA Act. We are in possession of a certificate showing that we have active license. If you do not see that license from your realtor, you will go visit reco.on.ca and confirm that you're dealing with the right person. So this is why it's very important for the sellers. Please, if you know your condition of your property, please do not make mistake. You allow your fellow realtor to disclose the material facts about your property. This is very, very important. So now I'm going to talk about another one. This is a funny, but it's very serious. When a realtor book an appointment, right now we are digital. Everyone is digital. You get a confirmation of the appointment through digital technology. And this is you, as your responsibility as a licensed professional. When you book an appointment, either your team member who is licensed with you, with the brokerage, who can help you to go visit for something happen. But when you book an appointment, you are supposed to be there to attend your client. In this case, there was a decision, violation of Section 3 and 39 of REBA, and the agent was fined $6,000. What happened is that people think, or realtor think, oh, I can send someone to go and show the property once I got the lockbox. In this case, real estate agent sent two women to show the property. And one of the woman happened to be his wife and a client. And they, as usual, drop his card. And somehow the seller noted that. And they complained. Because it was booked by the person, the boy, but his wife went there, she was not licensed. So it breached the REBA, Section 3 and 39 of Real Estate Business Code of Ethics. So we talk about Section 3, Section 3 is a fair and honesty. Was the realtor honest and fair? Instead of going himself, he sent his wife, give the access to the privacy of a seller to show the property. If you are watching and you are home, in this case right now, because of COVID and past COVID, most of the time the sellers are not at home. But you can get caught if you do send someone else, unless the person is licensed as part of your team who can go there and drop their own license, your business card. So this is very, very important. Now the Section 39 talks about unprofessional conduct. It's totally unprofessional. You're licensed. You are taking an oath that you're going to follow and not to contravene the Business Broker Act. And when you are violating this, how is going to affect the trust that the Real Estate Council of Ontario and our industry, organized real estate, Korea, Uria, Toronto Board, Mississauga Real Estate Board, we are all doing it so. We're all doing to promoting good ethics, and you hurt the industry and you hurt the confidence of consumer. So please don't do that. This is very, very bad. And obviously, this is why we are having challenges and facing in the industry. So go back on the market condition. We're going to take a short break and then we come back to you on our final message. Take a short break. You're watching
पूरे ओंटारियो में लाखों लोग अपनी कोविड-19 की वैक्सीन हासिल कर चुके हैं। हेल्थ कनाडा की मंजूरशुदा तमाम वैक्सीन्स महफूज और अस्पतालों, डॉक्टर्स के दफातर, फार्मेसीज और अवामी वैक्सीनेशन के मुकामात पर हासिल हैं। अपना किरदार अदा करें। अपनी वैक्सीन वेबसाइट ontario.ca/book वैक्सीन पर जाएं या 300 भाषाओं में सहायता के लिए 1-888-999-6488 पर कॉल करें।
2020 का लाजवाब ऑफर, जहां हम 0% फाइनेंसिंग पर आपकी मनपसंद कार दे रहे हैं, फ्री विंटर टायर्स, और साथ ही हम मुफ्त ऑयल चेंज भी दे रहे हैं, वो भी उम्र भर के लिए। अभी आएं और इस लाजवाब ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। जल्दी करें, आपका खुशामदीद हमारे आउटलेट में, जो कि 60 क्वींस प्लेट ड्राइव एट इंटरसेक्शन क्लोज टू हाईवे 27 एंड रेक्सडेल अपोजिट टू वुडबाइन रेस ट्रैक। जल्द से जल्द इस ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। आज ही कॉल करें सुनील अग्रवाल को 647-703-0218। देखिए खेल की आवाज हर पीर शाम 7 बजे। आज की बात समीना जबीन के साथ हर मंगल रात 8 बजे। इस्लाम इन मॉडर्न टाइम हर मंगल और जुमा शाम 6 बजे। कनेडियन मोज़ेक हर बुध रात 8 बजे। रियलिटी कॉफी टॉक हर जुमेरात शाम 7 बजे। देखिए तकरार, कीजिए तकरार समीना जबीन के साथ हर रोज रात 9 बजे और रिपीट सुबह 9 बजे। आप देख रहे हैं आवाज ऐसी हो जहां जिंदगी की सहूलत मयसर हो, जो आपको बुलंदियों पर ले जाए। तो मिलिए रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के एक्सपीरियंस्ड रियल एस्टेट प्रोफेशनल अमित ओबेरॉय से। GTA में रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के हर अंदाज से वाकिफ। आपको घर खरीदना हो, बेचना हो या करना हो मुनाफे का इन्वेस्टमेंट, मेरे तजुर्बे से आज ही फायदा उठाएं। आज ही कॉल करें अमित ओबेरॉय 647-291-8102। अमित ओबेरॉय, beautiful homes you can afford.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk. Today we are talking about real estate challenges and trend. You have heard a lot of challenges, a lot of disciplinary actions taken by Real Estate Council. So rest assured that we have a well-organized real estate profession in Ontario, and we are all regulated. Very few incident happens, and because of that, you have a Real Estate Council of Ontario, who are regulator, who takes very serious action to reprimand, take disciplinary actions, revoke licenses for the brokerage if they contravene. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. Education, there is a learning process. More and more agents are joining and learning. So this is a cycle and the process that you want to make sure that when you are hiring real estate professional. Right now there are almost over 90,000 realtors, and there are only 279 FRI, fellow real estate of kind of like me, in Ontario, because we care about quality of service and ensure that everything is followed according to the law. We follow the highest ethic and professional standards across Canada. We are recognized fellow real estate across Canada, even though we have a license to practice in Ontario. It's very important to have a continuing education to make sure you improve. And if you live in Mississauga, I am a Mississauga Board of Director and Chair of Education Committee. We have a lot of education program. If you are a realtor and member of Mississauga Real Estate Board or non-member, you can always subscribe to our education program and make sure that you are delivering a value to your client. So we have to also to be ensured that this trend, what is continuing right now, is not slowing down. As you can see that the market report that I have shared with you, that we have not slowed down. Even the commercial and rental has gone up, leasing is gone up. So this trend is not going down. So because of short of supply, I encourage you to talk to your elected representative, the councillor, your MPs and MPPs, to make sure they collectively come up with a virtual transformation of approval process, so more builders are easily able to obtain their permit and build construction, so supply is more available for people to make choices rather than creating a restriction and which cause problem and more hurdles for people to buy the property. Prices of houses has gone up, it's not going down, and the trend is that is going to continue to grow more as more immigration will come next year, and also material cost has gone up 30-35%. So obviously cost of the sale, the labor, lack of productivity or inefficiency in manufacturing will all accumulate to a higher price for all material. You have noticed that grocery stores and other stores, they have increased also their cost. So cost of construction is going up, therefore the price of the houses is not going to go down, it's going to keep growing. So if you get the opportunity to make sure when you are buying the property, make sure you have secure mortgage approvals, you have done your home inspection where applicable. Some newer houses are taken warranty or in good condition, but you have to get the assessment if it's possible. Use your common sense and make conditional offer where necessary. So you're watching Realty Coffee Talk. If you have any question regarding this program, you can call me directly 416-451-3489. My office is 905-785-9923. I practice real estate, residential, commercial in the province of Ontario. So if you have any issues or topic you want to talk about it, please send us and call Awaz Entertainment. We can entertain your new topics of interest to you. But if you are a builder, you are a renovator, you are a lawyer, real estate broker, agent, painter, plumber, anyone involved in real estate industry and watching our Realty Coffee Talk, I want you to call Samina Javeen at 416-786-9809 and tell her that you are watching Realty Coffee Talk, you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk. She will give you very special discount so you can advertise, you can reach out in Canada, around the world. We're going to take our final message to you. If you have any question regarding Realty Coffee Talk or you want to have any topic of interest, please call 647-484-0018. I take this opportunity to thank you all for watching our Realty Coffee Talk and our staff and also health professionals, doctors, nurses, medical staff, our armed forces, security forces, to keeping us safe. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye for now.